Trump has threatened to declare China a currency manipulator, but experts say he has little legal or economic basis to take such a step. He has also threatened to impose a tariff of up to 45% on Chinese imports if Beijing doesn't behave, a move that could lead to a trade war and damage the economies of both nations. Currently, integration is increasingly needed in the business environment. This need emerges from the efficiency and synergy requirements necessary in a complex and turbulent environment. In other words, integration is needed to facilitate coordination, which is again related to the building of competitive advantage. Specific compounds are transformed by and strongly associated with specific bacteria in native biological soil crust, biocrust, using a suite of tools called exometabolomics. Understanding how microbial communities in biocrusts adapt to harsh environments could shed light on the roles of soil microbes in the global carbon cycle. The Mexican government began a 90-day consultation on the North American Free Trade Agreement with the country's lawmakers and business community. The discussion is required before holding talks with America to review NAFTA's terms. Donald Trump wants to renegotiate the trade pact of which Canada is also a member to get better terms for America. Once most animals reach adulthood, they stop growing. In contrast, even plants that are thousands of years old continue to grow new needles, add new wood, and produce cones and new flowers, almost as if parts of their bodies remained forever young. The secrets of plant growth are regions of tissue that can produce cells that later develop into specialized tissues. Global warming is defined as an increase in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. This trend began in the middle of the 20th century and is one of the major environmental concerns of scientists and governmental officials worldwide. The changes in temperature result mostly from the effect of increased concentrations of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Britain said it will introduce the world's first public register of the owners of foreign companies holding property in the country. The move comes in response to growing concern over tax evaders and money launderers' use of shell companies to hide their identities. Most overseas companies that own property in London are registered in tax havens, particularly the British Virgin Islands. This study marks the first time scientists have linked dike formation to large, damaging earthquakes, and Wathier is looking back through history for more examples. She says researchers will never be able to predict exactly when an earthquake might strike after a dike intrusion. But at least now, researchers and Rift Zone residents know they're not just in for bangs, they may also be in for shudders. Your body's composed of trillions of cells, lots of different types of cells that make up different organs and other parts of your body. Your body is also where 10 times that number of bacteria call home sweet home. But don't be afraid, these bacteria do more good than harm to you. And besides, just in case you wanted to strike up a conversation with your tenants, you and your bacteria do have a few things in common. In the spirit of comparative immunology, Baker and her colleagues looked at how another mammal, the black flying fox, a type of bat, handles infections. They sequenced its immunity genes and observed the immune response in normal bat cells. And they found that, unlike us, the bats always have interferons on patrol. Meaning the proteins do not wait to be activated by invaders. And the researchers say that this constant state of high alert may be why bats can carry Ebola, Nipah virus, and a whole lot of other infections with no symptoms at all. It has not yet been definitively proven that viewing violence on television will lead a child into violent behavior. But even experts agree that it's not good for a child to be exposed constantly, several hours a day, day after day, week after week, to television violence. Research has shown that such exposure has at least 4 effects. Children may become less sensitive to the pain and suffering of others, they may become more fearful of the world around them, they may be more likely to behave in an aggressive manner toward other people, they may get an unrealistic sense of the amount of true violence that exists in the world. The coastal wetlands have environmental and economic importance. Wetlands provide natural wealth. They have important filtering capabilities. As the runoff water passes, they retain excess nutrients and some pollutants. They maintain water flow during dry periods. Thousands of people depend on groundwater for drinking. They act as natural sponges of flood waters and contain soil erosion. They control floods and save the buildings from collapsing during heavy rains. The hardwood riparian wetlands along the Mississippi River can store 60 days of floodwater.